My name is Lisa Griedabeck, and we are in Building 33 right now. So this is the building for the National Allergy and Infectious Disease. So we work with a lot of different infectious diseases here. So I grew up in Kumamoto, which is located in southern Japan. My mother is Japanese, and my father is American. And they both come from non-science backgrounds. I've always wanted to be a veterinarian, and I think it started with my dog. I was very close to her. I got her when I was about 2 years old, and she lived for about 16 years, so that was my senior year of high school. And when she turned 13, so in human years, that's about 91 years old, so that's pretty old, she started developing a lot of medical issues, and I remember being very touched by the quality of care my veterinarian provided. And she eventually died with a mixture of different diseases like pneumonia and cancer. But I remember really making that decision of wanting to be involved and understanding the workings that really underpinned her disease. Because humans and animals live together so much, there is a lot of opportunities for infectious diseases to transmit between people and animals. And that's where I really got interested in this idea of zoonosis, which the word zoonotic infections means infectious diseases that transmit between humans and animals. So I got really interested. So these are things like rabies or avian influenza, swine influenza. Right. So that's sort of where my interest in research began, I would say. So I'm participating in the Medical Research Scholars Program, and this is a program that involves medical, dental, and veterinary students. And it's a one-year program where we can get together and do research and also have journal clubs and process of discovery lectures. So it's a really great year. So on a day-to-day basis, I work on a variety of different research tasks, and it changes depending on which project we're working on. So there's different areas of the lab I work in, and something special about this building is we have a BSL-3 facility where we keep a lot of our very highly contagious infectious agents. So to enter the BSL-3 labs, there's very high protective equipment that we need to wear. But in the BSL-2 labs, which is lower security level, I work on various techniques like PCR, polymerase chain reaction, which is very common. This is a technique that you use to amplify a certain aspect of DNA. And then once you amplify it, you can detect it better. You can also sequence it to sort of break the code of the virus, and things like that. Right now, I'm doing research on MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome virus, which is a coronavirus. And short term, this is a problem like other emerging infectious diseases we're seeing, but in the future, what's going to happen is these novel emerging and re-emerging diseases are increasing. And the reason for this is that the environment is changing. There's global warming happening, population growth, so we're seeing an increase in these zoonosis. And, I can throw out some statistics, like 75% of the infectious diseases that we see are zoonotic in origin. And Ebola is a perfect example and really gave us a lot of global awareness as to, are we really prepared if another disease hits like this? So I think, going forward into the future, that this is a really high research priority. We're working on different projects, and one of the projects is related to finding a treatment for MERS. So one of our collaborators developed a human monoclonal antibody, which is a possible therapeutic. So we're testing those antibodies in animal models to see if this would be a potential treatment for those infected. I would say I have three main points in life in general, and the first is to work hard. I think a lot of times in research or science, a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves, but I think as long as you work hard and give your most effort to something, that's what matters. The outcome may be super good or super bad or average, but whatever it is, if you give it everything you can, that's all that matters. The second is to stay calm. Now this applies to doctors as well, but I think we live in a world where there's a lot of things happening around us, and it can be very stressful situations, but I think it's important to sort of stay focused and just, it's something you learn, but just take a deep breath and, do some yoga and relax, and don't look at it, a problem so seriously, because in a few years it's going to be very minor. So keep the big picture in mind. And lastly, I would say be nice. I think that's something very simple, but a lot of times we tend to forget that the most important thing in life ultimately is to develop quality relationships, and that's really quality life. So just being able to empathize with people around you and being kind to people is really important.